the chairperson of the fundraising committee for this project, and we have done a good job in that, okay? Image building committee, coordination committee, so that we can coordinate between clubs for that, okay? And you can see, before, that was before, and this is after. Partners. Not only this, we have to have partners also with us, okay? The Lebanese Minister of Education is our partner. We started with the Lebanese Minister, and we had a decree 49, in which the Minister allowed us to go into schools, do all of these changes, and at the same time put a decree that allows the parents committee to really change filters and pay for the change. Red Cross, we had a Red Cross to go from one place because Red Cross is distributed all over Lebanon. We had to go from, the Red Cross had to go from one school to another, take samples and take it to laboratories that we agreed with and had MOU. Boyker was, we did an MOU with Boyker to train the trainers. Boyker trained 40 or 50 Rotary actors to go to schools and really get in touch with the people in the school, with the students, and get in touch. Sustainability, give me 1 or 2 minutes. It's a big project. I try to move as fast as possible. Okay. Sustainability, we did with the MOU, we do with the company, that is installing, okay, yeah, at least 1 year. Then we do another MOU with the school, so that the school will pay yearly the change of the filter and the maintenance for the situation. Fundraising. We did many fundraising school. Each school is costing us between $2,000 and $3,000. Okay, so we need $3 million approximately. 90 amount committed by the Lebanese clubs, 100,000. So our Lebanese club all committed. Each club committed for that. Local fundraising we raised and we cut it 260,000. All in all, total fund if you have to go. But the main fundraising was done by HSBC. You cannot have a bank, an international bank as HSBC, to pay $450,000 for this project, each year $150,000 if they are not convinced of such a project. Okay? What do donors get in return? Donors get in return all plaques. They will have plaques in their names in the schools, and we have for each amount they give, we have a plaque for that. Okay? Drinking water in the schools. Rotarians are now on move. Okay, we have, you see that? I'm moving fast. These are in the school. In the last rally we had in Beirut. Okay, the Rotarians were in the marathon. Right? In the marathon, the Rotarians were involved, and you can see how the Rotarians were in. Clean water is basic life. We are going to have in January. We've already decided to have in January an international seminar about water between NDU. We have already started that. NDU will be with us with the Ministry of Water and public water and Rotary, so that we can have an awareness campaign and thank you for the other. Thank you.
Thank you, George. This is not a success story from the past. It is a multi-year program. So we continue, Rotary clubs in Lebanon continue the effort to achieve all the commitment to cover all the public schools. Our next speaker will have as penalty 3 minutes more. George Beyrouti. George Beyrouti, Rotarian since 1989, Rotary Club Beirut Cosmopolitan, past president, past deputy governor, Rotary Public Image Country Chair 2014-2015, and assistant governor and chairperson of many committees, clubs, and districts.
fellow Rotarians, dear friends. I'm going to speak about my personal experience with global grants in Lebanon. Our club, Beirut Cosmopolitan, has submitted so far 4 global grants since the Rotary Foundation switched from matching grants to global grants in July 2013. One global grant, the first global grant we submitted, was declined. We learned a lot. It was disappointing, we were frustrated, but we investigated and we learned a lot from the first global grant, which was rejected. 2 global grants were approved and we received the money, and we have executed one of these projects, and 1 global grant is in progress. So what I'm talking to you is about personal experience, about things happening in global grants with us in Lebanon. I will briefly introduce these 4 grants and then conclude with lessons learned and key success factors. As I said, the first global grant was for water filtration for 17 public schools as part of the country initiative to provide clean water. Our beneficiaries are around 2,000 school children. Partners, Beirut Cosmopolitan and Rotary Club Metin, South Banbury, District 9465, and Subiaco, District 9455, Western Australia, and the Lebanon Water Fund. The fundraising that George talked about before me is matching the club's contribution. So if we contributed $3,500 as from our club funds, the water fund will match it $3,500. So this will make $7,000 that we send to the Rotary Foundation, and we get $3,500, 50%. So already our $3,500 became $10,500. Supplier is FASCO, again, is very important, and the project value was $44,200, and the Rotary Foundation grant that we received is $18,600. That's very important, because if we had to raise these $44,200 by doing dinners and movies and different fundraising, it would have taken us, you know how difficult it is to raise $44,000 on your own. So going through global grant, even though it's complicated, even though it's frustrating at times, it pays back. That's what I'm trying, that's the message I want to pass to you today. And we've done it, so you can do it. Status, the grant was approved, the money was received, the project was completed, all 17 schools now benefit from water filtration systems, and we are waiting to hand over. The last school was installed last week, to do the handovers and then to submit our final report within the due period to the Rotary Foundation. Then the project is closed. Our next project was a computed radiography system for Child and Mother Welfare Society in Beirut, Lebanon. Beneficiaries are women and children from poor areas. Partners, Beirut Cosmopolitan and Beirut Cedars. We always include partners with us. They bring money, they bring experience. Manama and Adliya from Bahrain contributed each $2,000 to the project. San Mateo, California and Santa Monica, California contributed also a large amount of money with their district funds. The supplier was Biodiamond Middle East, project value $45,000, Rotary Foundation grant around $18,000. Grant was approved, money received in our project bank account, and now we ordered the equipment. So that's another successful global grant. The third global grant is Spectra Optia apheresis system. This is a blood cell separation machine for the Children Cancer Center of Lebanon. This project's beneficiaries are children with cancer. Partners are Beirut Cosmopolitan, Beirut Cadmus, Kisserwain, and Byblos, 4 clubs from Lebanon. Partners, international partners, Rotary Club Reno, Nevada, they put $6,000 from club funds and they matched it with $6,000 from their district. Santa Monica also put $6,000 and they matched it with another $6,000 from their district. And you know how much this adds up? $12,000 in DDF will bring us $12,000 from the Rotary Foundation. And $12,000 from club contributions will bring us $6,000 from Rotary Foundation. Rotary Club Athens also from Georgia, supplier selections, project value $75,000, Rotary Foundation participation $29,000, almost $30,000 Rotary Foundation is giving us. Our club pays to the Rotary Foundation every year $3,500 in every Rotarian every year. Imagine these $3,500 have brought us already around $100,000. Only in one, not even a complete year, in 6 months. So it is very important. Status, draft application, pending authorizations of the RFC Usama Barghouthi and District Governor Khalid. So we can, because the other district governors signed. Okay, the last one, this was declined. I left it for last. I'm not very proud of it. It was for a solar lighting system for Schneller School grounds. We were just learning. This was our first application. Beneficiaries, 400 students and 70 staff. Partners, Beirut Cosmopolitan, Beirut Cedars. Wasserburg, Germany. Hamburg, Blankenese, Germany. Supplier, project value $92,900. The Rotary Foundation contribution would have been $37,000. Status decline. Reason, does not align with any of the areas of focus. Okay, I wanted to share these with you to get to this point here. What are the key success factors? What did we learn from these 4 global grant applications? Some refused, some approved, some in the progress. First, we need to identify good service projects that qualify and are eligible for global grants. And there are eligibility requirements, we'll go through it later on. And this is whose responsibility? Not the Club Rotary Foundation chair, not the Club Service Project Committee chair. It's every club member's responsibility to look for good projects for their clubs. The second key success factor is you have to have 1 or more Rotarians in your club that have good writing skills, good English, good computer skills, that can write global grants. Here you have to imagine as if you are applying for a grant at a bank, local bank, or at the World Bank to finance a project. You have to convince these people. They're not going to give you the money on a silver platter just because you said, I'm going to buy a machine. You have to be convincing, and there are reasons, and there are very skilled people who can do the negotiation. You have to negotiate with the Rotary Foundation to get the money. It's not enough to just fill up an application and, online and send it. So we have to have these people. If you don't have these people in the club, you will never be able to implement or receive global grants. You have to form a project team of dedicated and qualified Rotarians to implement the project. Because the project is not just about finding the beneficiaries and submitting the application. You need people in the field that go visit the schools, visit the site, meet with the beneficiaries, and coordinate between the supplier and the beneficiaries, and so on. Then you have to organize an impressive handing over ceremony with good media coverage, because recognition is very important. We have to include the media, we have to be proud of what we're doing, we have to tell our community what we have done. Then we have to recognize all who have worked hard to make this project possible. And finally, we need to follow up on the project after completion to ensure its sustainability. And that's the weak link here. Many of us, our club included, once we hand over the project, unfortunately, we forget about it. No, we have to go every 6 months, every year, on regular basis, meet with the beneficiary. If we've donated a machine for $75,000, I mean, at least we can go ask what's going on. Is it still working? Is it doing what it's supposed to do? And that's what Rotary Foundation now are insisting on. It's called sustainability. Is this bus after 2-3 years still working? Are these water filters we are installing still operational in 1-2 years? What good is it? If I put water filters in 1,400 schools, and after 5 years, 1,000 schools did not change the filters. The whole project falls apart. So sustainability is very important. I'm going to pass on the slide and stop only on these. What are the criteria as per the Rotary Foundation for global grants? First criteria, which one of our grants was declined. It has to align with one or more of the areas of focus. I'm not going to go through the areas of focus. There are 6 of them. There are a policy manual, about 15 pages, that explains every area of focus, what goals it should achieve. When you say water and sanitation, or disease prevention, or child and mother, you have 2-3 pages that the Rotary Foundation give you to explain that. You have to read that. If you don't have it, I can email it to you. Your project should be sustainable and measurable. We have to measure the outcome. 4, we have to provide long-term benefit to the community. We have to prove it to the Rotary Foundation, or your global grant application will be rejected. We have to have active Rotary participation, strong cooperation between project partners, and I'm going to stop at that, or you want me to go? Okay. 2 more slides, because I don't want to bother you. To get started, you have to ask yourself, if you are a club Rotary Foundation chair, or club service project committee chair, or president, whatever, have you considered whether your grant will fund a humanitarian project, vocational training, or a scholarship? Because in the new global grant system, you can fund with a global grant either an ambassadorial scholar, or a vocational training team, or a humanitarian project, or a combination of both. You have to ask yourself, is my project aligned with one or more of the 6 areas of focus? You have to ask yourself, did we form a committee of 3 dedicated and qualified Rotarians? Because if there are no people who buys into the project, you have to people believe in the water project. We have people to believe in the cancer project. And these may not be the same. Some members are more interested to work on the cancer project. Some are more on the water project. You have to find the right people in your club, because if they are not motivated, they are not going to do the work, the legwork required. Have you identified the roles of the primary sponsors, cooperating organization, and beneficiaries? All these are questions you have to answer to convincingly in the global grant application form. Have you developed an itemized budget? You have to get 3 quotations from reliable suppliers, and identified contributions for the grant financing. As you have seen in my first slides, you have to find partners. Local Rotary clubs, international Rotary clubs, if there are country funds, district, etc. And you ensure that the outcome of your humanitarian project or vocational training will be sustainable far into the future. And thank you.
Thank you, George. The most important is not the value of the grants, global grants. The most important that they cover different areas of focus of Rotary Foundation. And thank you for your presentation, how we can apply and really how we can get the approval of the foundation. Our last speaker, I don't have the right to introduce him. He is Zone 20B and District 2452 Rotary Foundation boss, Usama.
very much, Farid, and thank you for the colleagues who introduced beautiful success stories that I wish we can have hundreds of them every year to make a showcase for our district. And maybe this is the reason why we have to change our attitude in general towards the foundation. The foundation that gave $29,000 to one project, the foundation that gave $40,000 to another, and another, and another. So we have to think seriously, how can this become a real source of projects that will make our clubs happy, they will make good financial support to the clubs, and as a result we will have more projects, more involvement, more engagement, and the cycle will grow and grow. So we have to have a good support to the foundation and people to believe in the foundation. And I will tell you a specific story. Now, maybe not all news are very good, but this is a fact. We have to face the fact. We cannot keep saying we're doing excellent. Yes, we're doing partially excellent in some areas, but some areas we need to work on. Now, our annual giving, which is, I don't know if anybody needs explanation, is how much the club is giving divided by the number of persons in the club. How much the district is giving divided by the total number of giving in the district. So, since 2005 up to last year, we have been giving in the range of 50, 30, 60, 40, 50, whatever. So this is the average that we are giving their capita. I am talking about the annual fund. We have a number of funds. My concern in this presentation is the annual fund. The annual fund is the source that becomes a support to the grants later on. So, first thing is we are below the recommended, the minimum recommended of 100. This is one. So, we need to develop higher district DDF. It's called DDF. This money becomes the DDF, district designated fund, to enable us to support the clubs for larger funding. It's futile to say that the district will give you $1,000. This is peanuts. $1,000 for a project of 70,000. It's not feasible. So we have to set a goal of $100 per capita from members. Clubs must work on this. Minimum $100. Give the $100. Get a grant, and don't do a local project without foundation. Whatever money you are going to raise, give it to the foundation, and you will improve your chances in being financed by the realistic goals to the foundation development. Don't put $5,000 when you cannot afford $1,000. We need to put real goals, because these will reflect on our planning and our sincerity with attitude to the foundation. More clubs should be encouraged and challenged to achieve 100% Paul Harris clubs. We already mentioned from one of the colleagues about this club being 100% Paul Harris. Your club also is, congratulations. My club also is 100%. We must raise into, as leaders, you must keep the clubs aware that we have to have this challenge. I know many clubs, you have every one of you as presidents or secretary or foundation chair, you can see who is still not a Paul Harris fellow. And for the non-Rotarians who don't know what is a Paul Harris fellow, it's a recognition for a Rotarian who paid on his behalf $1,000 or more. He becomes a PHF, Paul Harris fellow. So it's a prestigious thing to say, my club, everybody has contributed $1,000 or more, and to maintain it. We have to encourage direct donation that I mentioned earlier, because now people have difficulties. We discussed it this afternoon, how to pay to the foundation. I don't know what the transfer. bank, blah, blah. So there is a direct, put your credit card number, secure, and you get automatic donation every 3 months, every 1 month, every whatever. And join the Paul Harris Society if you are one of the those who contribute every year $1,000. And there are many of them. Maybe not next to you, maybe, but there are many of them in the district, and you will see. Now, this is a sign. This is a sign, and this is what made me, with the governors, to look into what is happening. Non-contributing clubs, clubs that do not give a single penny to the foundation. It has been 12 in 11-12, it raised to 18, it is 26, and I don't want to say how many in 14. It's on the rise. Clubs are not giving, zero. So the club president is not making a motivation, the foundation chair is not making motivation, the country in that club is not doing it. So we are going backwards in our attitude to the foundation. This is without the new clubs. We don't assume new clubs, all of them will contribute, although some of them do. But if you count the new clubs that were chartered in the last 3-4 years, we are in the range of 34 clubs that have not given a single penny to them. So the purpose of this strategy is to improve on the foundation issues, involving all clubs in all programs, qualification, projects choosing, etc. We will have a healthier DDF if we apply this strategy. The district will recommend in this strategy that $100 per person per year to be a target with every club. If they put a target of less than 100, let's say, for argument's sake, $50, it means the club has to raise the difference and make it. So at the end of the day, we have directly from our club and members $100 a minimum. This is one. We want members to become Paul Harris fellows, members to join the Paul Harris Society and contribute to polio, peace, and endowment fund every year. Every year. Today we have records, we can see which years the club has contributed and which years they are not. And the person. The club encourages, the district encourages أعيد من الأول. Okay, so we need to encourage clubs to apply as local host to global grants. And we have to abide by the foundation guidelines and stewardship, otherwise we will face stopping of involvement. reporting on the foundation, they will not let us have more grants. So we have to work by the guidelines that foundation has put. Now, the key factors of the strategy. We will consider 3 years, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15. Yani by giving